7 o'clock, so I'm going to call to order the Town of Halifax Planning Board meeting for Thursday, December 4th, 2025. We are meeting at the Halifax Town Hall at 499 Plymouth Street, right here in Halifax. First order of business is to announce that the planning board meeting is being recorded by Area 58 and can be viewed on YouTube and community access television. I guess the first thing to do is approve the agenda. I'd like to make an alteration to the agenda in the discussion column, if that's okay with everybody. I wanted to take Delia away last. Mr. Sylvester will not be with us tonight, so that we don't need to deal with that immediately where we have an audience of people.
I think that only makes sense.
Agree.
So I'll make a motion to accept the agenda with Delia Ray coming last on the discussions instead of first.
So moved.
Moved and seconded to alter the discussion portion of the agenda to put Delia Way on it last. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Unanimous. I should announce tonight that we have two members missing. Mr. Gaynor and Mr. Sylvester will not be with us this evening, but we do have quorum, so we can do business. First up, 314 Plymouth Street.
Midland.
I think,
Start with Midland.
yes.
Okay.
Yes, I think you asked to put it on the agenda. Did you want
The 318 you did.
to? We did, but you asked about 314. That's why we put it on the agenda.
I thought I asked about 318 being on the agenda.
No, we
Oh,
had,
wait a minute. 314? Yeah, just to make sure that we were.
that's Starbucks.
Yeah, I'm aware. I think that I
And
was
let's-
making sure they were both on so that if we, yes, because if we talked about 318, we might mention drainage on 314. That was sort of that, and that's why my thought process on that was.
Okay, well, I sent out invitations to everybody because I wanted everybody who was involved in this to have some input.
Yep, I thought it would be better that way.
Yeah, I didn't want to be talking about anything where nobody was represented. So, well, 314, let's,
You want to combine them?
yeah, because I think primarily we were talking about 318 and the fact that there was no signed plan. And we wanted to be sure that everybody was working on the same plan. That was the important part of that. And in conjunction with that, 314 is good to have on the agenda because there's been some changes to that site that weren't necessarily brought to the attention of the planning board. I don't think, and I may be wrong there, but I think it's worth exploring. 318. What plan is everybody using? I guess that's the operative question here.
I think I'm Larry Silva from Silver Engineering. If I could, I'll walk you through, and then maybe at that point, you can decide whether or not somebody's not using what they should be or whatever, but I can walk you through where we are and how we got there.
Okay.
Would that be fair?
Yeah, let's start with something, yeah.
All right, so this set of plans, and I only brought one of these. This is actually the plan that was the one that was on the night of the approval. Okay. Right. And so you can see that has the 420 date of my signature on 420.
Okay.
And that one has everything that's within this is what was at that point in time. So the question that you had brought up to me before was, well, that doesn't kind of represent where we are and what possibly changed at that point. And there were conditions of approval too that were part of that original decision, which I don't know if you have that decision letter with you there, but I do here.
Pretty sure I saw it in the packet.
Yeah. But as far as what represents, and I'll get to what represents the current set in a minute. So there was a number of things that transpired from the time that plan was approved. And I have these here so that you can look at kind of a snapshot of the items that were, this is just to get you from that plan to what will be the next plan. Okay, so there was some items that were brought forward after. One was that we needed to illustrate the two 18-inch pipes that were going from, that included the other one from Starbucks going across.
Right.
Okay, so that was one item. The DPW wanted changes at the entrance of Plymouth Street, so there were added catch basins to increase of the entrance radius. So those things were done in the middle, and those things are highlighted on there as well. And that really, on the second sheet,
One of the things that precipitated some concern was this,
oh, there was only one sheet on there, I'm sorry. There's one sheet.
this landscaping easement that apparently never actually
I have a
happened.
copy of that.
Yeah, I didn't see it on that.
So I'm sorry, what was that?
One of the things that precipitated our concern was the 15-foot landscaping easement shown on the plan you just handed us.
Okay, all right, so I'm going to get to that in a second. Okay, so one of the conditions of approval was to provide basically screening of the building from the Alger property on an easement that the Algers would provide to allow for the planting. And they can speak for themselves, but basically, to my understanding is they declined having those plantings done within that easement, so that
It's negated.
it becomes a negated condition. As long as they don't want those plants there, then they wouldn't go there. Some of the other conditions of approval was that the drainage easement, be recorded, the one that was being negotiated at the time with the Algers. That did take place, and it was it's at the Registry of Deeds.
Yeah, I think we had.
You should have copies of that. correct?
Yeah, that was March of 2020.
Well, no, that actually did not happen till much later.
Yes, March 25, I believe.
Yeah, so, and all that was done and in place. So when you incorporate the changes that we show here, okay, which are different from what was on that plan, on the original plan that I gave you, I have 4 sets of plans here now that represent what is the plan that everyone should be working from. And so, and I don't know to what extent you want to open up full sets or not.
Not really.
Not really, but I'm going to say to you that I'm leaving you guys with 3, I have one more here, but that is the plan, which represents these changes incorporated into the original set that I showed you tonight.
And there were no other changes.
No, there is not.
They did, excuse me, I just wanted to ask our review engineer, Mr. Brennan, they did add a couple of catch basins, correct?
Yes, they did. I saw that, I saw.
Which is a good thing, not a bad thing.
Yeah, I saw a set of plans with that, but I don't have that set.
Okay.
Which is that set.
That was per the DPW one of them.
Yes, right. But like I said, I'm not suggesting that's a bad thing.
No. So when you ask what plan should everyone be working from, this is the set of plans that they should be working from. It's I signed it on 7/29 of this year.
All right, so this incorporates the changes from that other plan.
That's correct.
It's a second.
That was the other one is just a roadmap to get you to what those changes were. So as you can see, they're not significant in nature. Showing the pipe was for clarification that there were 2 pipes that were going across in that area. Change in the front was to satisfy the town's DPW, and And like I say, the Algers declined on the planting within that an easement that they would have to provide to do that.
Can you read the line out loud about the trees on the decision letter, please?
Yeah, I can.
You have a copy of that?
No, I do. I just wanted to read it out loud.
This is it right here. You're saying as related to the 12-foot arborvitae and block wall with algae, pig stones, blocks will be placed at the facility, that's that. But there was the one about
Well, that's the one I was referring to because the arborvitaes were never set to be on an easement. They were set to be on the facility's property, so I don't understand.
so that one, that's not eliminated. The ones that are on the facility are still a condition of the approval. But the only thing that was not was there was
Was that landscaping easement going to be in addition to that last line, or?
No, we never. Am I wrong that we had never talked about an easement? Do you remember that?
Well,
For
I knew that
landscaping?
they did inquire about an easement, but we said we declined the easement.
Just for the record, that's Mr. Alger's.
Yes, Tom Alger, 340 Plymouth Street.
But that was before the decision letter.
Yeah, if you go back to the minutes of the actual meeting itself, the minutes describe the fact that we did not have room on the property to be able to do those plantings. And if those plantings were going to be required, they would have to be done in an easement provided by the Algers adjacent to that area.
So that's how
That's how that came about. And then they decided, and obviously that decision was being made, and it wasn't something the Algers had asked for at that point. But were they willing to provide it, then additional screening was going to go there in order to be able to take away the visual as best they could from that side. There was no physical room on the site plan. If you look on the site plan itself, there was no physical room to do it within the actual property itself. So the language that's here,
Thank you,
you
Larry.
didn't feel that, did you? No.
No.
Okay. So the language that's here, I think is sort of a little looser from what was actually discussed at the meeting that night. Because at the meeting that night, I mean, it was clearly indicated that there was not physical room to do those plantings if we were going to try to screen it, to do it on the actual mini storage site, that it would have to be on the adjacent site. And we were willing to do that if they wanted to provide an easement, but then they declined to do that.
The arborvitaes were specifically for the Alger's benefit, right? They hadn't really.
To take away the visual impact of having looked at this, because that is not what they would normally see looking back.
Right. I guess the question is, where does that leave us?
I also would like to have the date of the plan that was approved read aloud from the decision letter.
It was the 20th.
The decision letter stated a different plan.
At a meeting held on Thursday, April 20th, planning board voted to grant
Revisions
petition
March 6th.
for a special permit to store the building. So Plymouth Street, it actually doesn't refer to a date. Oh, wait a minute, here we go. Submitted the first drawn on September 9, 2000, with final revisions on March 6, 2023. So that is stated in the paragraph.
Therefore, why didn't the April 20th plans come in front of us? And
Well, that's because the April 20th plan was created in response to the vote.
no, the vote took place after it.
The vote took place on
April 20th.
April 20th.
It's a decision letter.
So what do you mean by that plan didn't come before you?
We approved the plan from March 6th, 2023, not the plan from April 20th, 2023.
You look at the last revision that was on this set that I've given you, the first one I gave you. It was 4/17/2023, and that was to address your peer reviewers' comments of 4/3/2023. So that represents the last change that was made up to the 4/20. So when you made the vote, do you have the actual, do you know for sure that we're dealing with the meeting date was actually, I just want to make sure that there wasn't some transcription issue in here either, as far as on April 23rd.
The decision letter says at a meeting held on Thursday, April 20th, 2023.
Okay, so, but remember now,
Then
that
it refers to the final plan of March 6, 2023.
So I went back and watched the meetings. 3/3, we sent it to peer review. April 6 meeting, we gave them conditional approval based on some comments from our engineer and approval from the zoning board of appeals. And then on 4/20, we gave the actual approval. I mean, I wasn't on the board, I just went back and watched them to understand what was happening, but those were the meetings that I saw.
right.
I don't know if that helps or hurts anybody, but.
Yeah, but it's what happened.
Yeah.
So these plans that were before you here, when it says that it was at a meeting held on April 20th, 2023, that's how it starts.
Yeah.
And that's when, and I should point out that the letter itself talks about both the special permit and the site plan, basically. In there. So on that April 20th, that's what matches the plan, is when it was voted for the special permit to allow for the two-story building. And then in the second paragraph in the decision letter, so in essence, what it's saying is that I would think that would be possibly an error, I don't know, but it is saying with final revisions to March 6th, where it's already said above that it was going to the 20th. So I don't know whether or not this just should have said a different date in that one, on the site plan part. This part's very clearly that.
Well, the problem is that, number one, when you look back in the file of what you put in, you have trees between the storage facility and you can see it right there, and the properties. It's in the plans that you gave, that I have got from the town clerk's office.
Okay.
So you did have them shown on the facilities property, and that's where the facilities property does come from. And we already know that there was changes made after the planning board's approval at, where was it, Board of Health?
The septic, or was that next door? Was that, I don't think that was on your site, was it?
I don't think so.
I think it was on 314.
Was it on, I don't think it was on this side, I think it was on the Starbucks side.
Do you have a signed plan?
From who?
Anyone? From us?
No, we had this discussion that
So,
this,
well, I'm asking it
This was
on
never-
record
it was never
because
suggested to do
why
that.
would we give a do you give building permits without a signed plan?
They have a decision letter. That's what the building inspector was operating on. The fact that the planning board failed to get a signed set of plans is, I don't know. Neither one of us were there. So the only one who can answer that is perhaps you, if you know what happened.
Well, I don't know, because after
There
the
is-
election and when all of this would have happened, I no longer had access to the planning board office because I had a complaint given by Danielle to Cody because I was asking her questions.
Well, I don't know.
And
what
so
that-
then
but
therefore, I don't know what happened in the planning board after that
Well,
office.
there is no set of signed plans that anybody can find.
no, there isn't.
Right, and when I spoke to Mr. Silva, I specifically called him to ask if he had a set of signed plans, and if anybody would have a set of signed plans, it would be the engineer. And he said he'd never had a signed set of plans. Mr. Brennan didn't have a signed set of plans either. I'm just looking for confirmation from that. So whatever happened, happened. The only thing we can operate on, in my opinion, is the decision letter.
Yeah, can I ask you a question? On
doesn't
other
state-
decision letters that you've done for other sites, in the letter itself, does it say that the plans will be presented to the planning board for signature? Does it say it?
Well, you need a signed set of plans in order to move forward.
I would say that in some towns, yes, some towns, no. I'll just say that it's not in every town like that. The decision itself is what is usually the governing document. But some do.
But at the same time, that decision letter doesn't show these plans from 4/17. It states a different date. And when,
Not in the first part of that.
what,
It suggests that it suggests in here that it was on Thursday, April 20th, okay?
we approved a certain date set.
On April 20th, that is the plan set.
No, we have it right in the body of the letter.
What you have in the body of the letter states a different date. Now, I didn't write that. I didn't write that.
But the building permit was given off of that.
Oh, I don't know that.
Well, that was, if we're using the decision letter like was just stated, then we are.
Well, the decision, first off, what are you trying to get at?
I want to know what's going on because we're operating on a plan that is different. They didn't even, the owner of the property currently didn't even have the decision letter. So if the decision letter was how they got the building permit, why didn't they have the decision letter?
Who didn't have a decision?
The owner of the property currently, Tracy White, is that correct?
Anything that they asked, and I know that
Well, he
that
didn't-
information was provided to everybody who asked for it.
Well, let's back up a little bit here. If Mr. White didn't have a copy of the decision letter, that's on Mr. White.
Yeah,
That he needs to have followed the conditions of the approval. That's a whole different set of
and he had an attorney
circumstances.
involved in the transaction.
Right.
Right.
So, he has to abide by the decision letter. The only question that I thought we were dealing with is what set of plans are we working with? And are we working with the correct plans? And is everybody working with the same plan? And I think that's what I thought we were trying to establish here. Now, if we're trying to get something else here, the fact that the building inspector gave a building permit has nothing to do with the planning board. Whoever the building inspector was at the time, I don't know who that was, but we've had several different interim building inspectors in the meantime.
Right. Does this board have a set of plans that is March 6th?
Pat, in your set,
Right here.
in that set of plans you gave us, do you recall if any of them were March 6th?
I have a PDF of the March 6th.
Okay, because you just sent us copies. So
It's actually for March.
So this would have been the date of receiving, what is that? these are yours.
my
but
signature,
this-
March.
This is, yeah, but this,
That cover sheet's
So,
marked.
so when you,
Cover sheet's March 6th, but the rest of them, I'm just gonna state, looking back, at watching these meetings, it doesn't make logical sense that the plans would be dated 3/6 when they came in on April 6th and made changes that Pat Brennan requested to come back to for approval on 4/20. And that kind of jives with
that's
that.
what these two changes were. And they had to do with both
And that
comments
lines up with
from
the-
Pat, which were incorporated into that March set to get to the final set.
If you look at those drawings, Amy, the date, the front cover says March 6th, but if the next page says something different, right? Is that what we looked at last week?
yeah, 120.
That was the original application, right, 120?
That one we had it.
120.
What about the bottom?
Yeah, which is where this is. See, the original
420.
application was
No, the
January 20th.
Yeah, so there was revisions on 3/3, 3/27, and 4/17, but just this front page wasn't changed. So that's, I think, where we got the decision of that.
Maybe.
And I'm just looking
That could be
back,
it.
not,
That could be it, but we need to, that could be it.
so that's what it looks like.
So what happened is, you voted on the March 6 plans with the condition that the comments from Pat would be incorporated into it.
And then you
And
guys
that's what those are in here.
came back on the 20th with approval.
That could be it. Maybe that is why it's labeled 3/6. That would make me feel a lot better, and that's
But,
where I would
yeah,
want to
because
get
the
to the
drawing-
bottom.
You see it, the 3/6 is right there.
It's on the front page, but not,
Yeah.
it should be on this page, I get what you're saying.
Right.
Yeah,
Well,
I
no,
agree.
because understand, this one says 3/6,
But that
but
has a
the
different
actual
date.
revision date is 3/3.
Yeah, but if you go to the next page, it shows the revisions, you must have revised that plan, not the first plan. If you go to the next page,
Yeah, you revised
These
the
are all
revised
3/3.
plan.
No, on page.
so this says 3/6, which is why the letter says 3/6. But if you look here, so you didn't revise this, and you only made the changes to this with the dates. That's how I take it. So there was changes made on these dates to this page.
No, this is just cover pages. That's a cover page. That's a cover page to the set that I just gave you.
Right, but that shows different dates on the plan, but the first page doesn't. I think what I'm getting at, I think the letter is wrong. I think the letter says March 6th, and if you look at that front page, it says March 6th with no revisions.
It says March 6th.
That's why the letter says March 6th.
I would concede to that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I think there was a mistake, like you said.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't logically make sense to me.
Yeah, I agree.
That makes sense. So I guess what we need to do is just have a consensus of
Where we are.
where we are in terms of which plan, if that's the plan that everybody's using. I just want,
But I-
looking at our review engineer to make sure he's on board with this.
Excuse me, what's the date that Mr. Brennan's used for his plan when he went out and reviewed the site? What date of the plan was he using?
I have to let him answer that,
Mine were dated
He was using that plan.
4/17.
which is the revision of the revision. Right.
Can you say that again, Pat? I'm sorry.
4/17.
417.
Which is what that is.
Prior to the 4/20 approval.
The last revision on that set is 4/17.
And I had sent a letter to the board on 4/20 based on my review of the 4/17 plans.
Okay, so then that would make sense that we approved it with the front cover saying 3/6, and that would be something we'd adjust, for sure.
I would
Okay.
agree to
Yeah,
that too.
that makes sense.
How about hold on, let's go to the people next door to that. Does that sound right to you now?
Yeah, as long as it's the final plan and the planning board has approved that plan, and that's the plan that Mr. Brennan is using when he goes out and does his review. That's what I care about.
4/17.
He's
That
concurring
makes
to that.
sense.
The only difference is those two catch, from a drainage standpoint, is the two catch basins down by the intersection.
Right.
Right.
That's the only difference from the drainage point of view.
That's it.
So we're all good with 318?
I think
I mean,
Are you guys, I mean, you...
What about the whole tree escapade?
There's no trees. No.
Okay, because
No trees on our property anyhow. Whether or not you want to enforce trees on their property, that's up to you and them, but no trees on my property.
In our testimony at the hearing that night, and if you listen to it, was that we did not have room to be able to do that on our site.
you would if
But
you
we
could
were
put it
willing
on.
to do it on the Alger property if they would provide for an easement to be able to plan it.
That's correct. There was a lot of talk about the arborvitae's, and you stated in the meeting, said, I don't think we can fit it because of the way that building is in the property line. And it was kind of just left at that.
We were willing to do it
Yeah.
if they were willing to have them there.
So you can't get any trees there? Nothing?
It's tight.
It is, yeah.
Are these, Barry, can I ask you a question?
Absolutely.
Are these ones right here, were those existing and those were the ones you were talking about? Or, I mean, these ones?
No,
That are
these are all planted as part
Okay,
of the.
and then
And these
those
two,
couple?
and these here.
Okay.
It's just this here within that dotted line are the ones we're talking about.
And you can't get any in this area right
That's on the
here?
down slope, steep down slope,
Okay,
and there's a wall there, yeah.
right, okay.
So that's why we said we will do it on the side. If they want to have it, they decline to have it. And
Okay. And you guys are 100%?
Okay.
Then
So
we
we've established what plan we're all using.
and we should get it signed for,
Well, we can sign it.
we should,
Yeah.
just because we need to have signed plans in offices and things
We
like
have
that
3
from now on.
copies here, we can put it,
you have 3 there, and I gave 1 to Pat.
so we can throw a signature block on it and sign it at the next meeting. I don't think we have
If you-
a signature
Well,
block
I can make lines and then we can just be done with it.
on all the copies.
I don't care.
Oh, on the cover plate only, yeah.
I mean, there's only 3 of us here
Yeah,
tonight.
no, that's fine. I don't have a
Are you
problem with
okay
that.
with signing it because you watched the meeting?
Yeah.
I just want it to just be done so that now we have it and we cross that T. All the parties are here.
These ones are older, right?
What's that? Yeah, that's the old one.
Yeah, yeah, we want this to,
I just want to get it done.
Yeah, let's sign it.
We don't
Do
want
you
to do
want
that.
us, do you want us to sign that, Larry?
That's here?
Throw that one in the
No.
trash.
Oh, that was the hold on,
This is
what's,
the older set.
Yeah. This is the set we want.
That's the one you want.
This is the one we want.
oh, because of the one
and we only
addition
have one-
of the,
one-
okay.
The joint of the 2 catch basins.
And then we should really update the letter. I think.
That's recorded. I don't know that we need to do that, but I think we signed a copy of the plan. I think we're good.
You don't think that we should get, wouldn't everybody feel better if there was an actual decision letter that reflected everything in writing so that it
We
wouldn't
have to
cause
open the
a...
hearing up again.
Oh,
I don't think we want to do that
we would have to do that, all right.
because that's.
I'm just trying to cross all Ts, dot all
I
Is.
understand. I just,
Yes.
I don't think we need to, because first off, there isn't a quorum that was at that meeting, so I don't think we want to go there.
Well, right.
I'm not even sure we should be signing these plans, but,
Well, if you want to keep the one that I gave you, it was the 420 one, and sign that.
yeah.
Maybe that's the better way to have
That's
your
that's
record.
the best way to do it, yeah.
Right, and then those represent where it went from here to there.
You're absolutely right.
I think this is the one you should keep for your files.
Yeah.
Okay, and if you're going to make, so that, actually, that's less that you're going to do for signing.
But it's tricky
Should we
because,
ask,
see, we,
I think we should ask council.
yeah, well, we didn't vote for it, so it's very tricky. Because we weren't there, so I don't.
I would like to, and Bert did, and so if Bert understands all of this.
Yeah, but there's still only 2
We
people.
have already done that, but we'll do it again.
The best we can do, why don't we ask council?
Yeah, we can refer it to council.
Why don't we ask
But-
council
But for the time being,
how to
we
handle
all know what plan we're working
Yeah.
on.
Everybody's.
And everybody's good,
So everybody's good.
okay? All right.
Excellent.
Well, is there anyone else that has questions, or? I mean, because they haven't seen what we were talking about.
I'll open up if anybody wants to ask anything about it. I think everybody looks like they have that look on their face like they're all set. But while everybody's here, because some of these things do overlap with 314, anybody here for 314?
Okay, because of that overlap, I just do want to state
You should be
that
clerk.
at the time, that everything was going through, the understanding was and the belief was that 318 was going first.
Yes, and that's what.
And that's what kind of
led to the confusion.
some of the confusion.
I don't think the abutters had any questions specifically for the Starbucks project. I know, okay, all right. I was.
This is Reed from Leaders Real Estate. I'm here for 314 if you guys have any questions or want to discuss that.
Oh, great, see, you didn't come up on the screen, so I didn't know that you were there, sorry.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, sorry to be quiet until now.
Yeah, actually, I reached out to the highway surveyor to see if he had any issues, and he didn't specifically have any. I had brought up the issue about the sidewalk out front there. I was concerned about that, because there was a 2-inch lip there on both ends, and basically not all that accessible. But you were out there paving it today, so it was all good. So that question, you know.
Tom, can I interrupt real quick?
I'm sorry?
Can I interrupt real quick?
Sure.
I got a letter from Steve a little while ago. It's in the regulatory folder for 314. He did have some concerns that he outlined.
Okay, thank you. It's in our folders?
No, this came in a little while ago, so it's in the folder on the computer.
Got it, thank
Oh,
you.
okay. Now, I also understand that there's been some grade changes there, Pat,
On 318,
on 318, on the,
they were able to lower the grade by about 2 feet
okay, all right, that didn't,
and keep everything, all the drainage working the same.
it probably helped. Right, okay.
How do I get to
Is Caesar still up there?
participants? There we go. I didn't do that, just FYI. And planning. Under 314, Danielle?
Yeah, if you go under the regulatory folder, it should be under there, and I think it says highway letterhead 2.
Right there, 12-4.
Yeah.
Got it. Thank you, Danielle. Okay, shall I read it into record, Tom?
Yeah, sure.
From the Highway Department, planning board members, here is a list of issues or questions on 314 Plymouth Street from today, December 4th, 2025. The bench that they moved is angled. It should be in straight. The landing of the concrete handicap ramp from their parking lot is more than a foot within the right-of-way. The detectable warning panels do not appear to be permanently attached to the sidewalk. These first three on the list are sidewalk issues that could cause issues when we plow the sidewalks. There are some there are some gouges along the road where they did the curb work. I would like to see the edge of that section of the road milled at a depth of 1.5 inches minimum and width to at least the fog line. In front of the entrance exit, someone unloaded a piece of equipment and gouged the road. That should be milled 5 feet on both sides, west to east of the gouges, and the width of the gouges and a depth of 1.5 inches. The water line trench already has stipulations. These should be done at the same time, and I don't know if we can put a stipulation that if any of the pavement work that they do in this area fails, sinks, or cracks, they must fix until September of 2029. That is when the 5-year moratorium ends on that section of Plymouth Street. They did take the curbing out of the island and made it a drive over island, but it will hopefully deter people from taking a left, and the fire department can drive over it if they had to without damaging their truck. could you have Pat B or someone look at this to see if something has to be changed because the sidewalk goes in the same area? I had more complaints or issues with the sidewalk, but I took them off the list because they put the top coat on the sidewalk today. Steve Haywood.
Okay, good. I'm glad he did get back to us. I'm glad I reached out. So are those issues that you can address, or do you have any questions about them?
Yeah, just email them over and we'll send it to their GC.
Okay. Yeah, that would be appropriate.
Do you have our correct email address or?
Why don't you give it to us? So
Or yeah, I guess, or I think Danielle has it, yeah, so if you could email it over, that'd be helpful.
yeah. Danielle, do you have that address?
Reed, do you want me to send it to you or?
Yes, yeah, send it to me, I'll forward it on.
Yep, I can do that.
Time is probably of the essence here where we're in the middle of winter pretty soon.
I was gonna say, I don't know if we're gonna be able to pave anything before,
Yeah.
yeah.
Danielle, can you send it to Pat Brennan as well, please?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Pat, do you have any questions or any concerns? Everything?
I'll read through that again and look at whatever Steve's asking. I'll reach out to Steve and see
Okay.
if he needs me to meet him out there or something.
I'm under the understanding that you've been making pretty regular visits out there. Everything is moving along okay?
Yep, going
All right.
along well.
Okay. Unless anybody has any other concerns or questions on 318 or 314, I think we've...
One of the things, last time we were here, you asked that we send the quote we got for the cameras for the traffic light. That was the last thing you guys need in order to figure out the price for the bond.
Yeah,
And so we literally just got that quote today. I don't know if you've seen that, not I'll forward it over to you.
I didn't see the quote for the cameras. I was talking to Bruce Sylvester, who said he'd gone out to the site, and he said, as far as the signaling equipment, everything was in that needed to be in, except for the items that are still on order. And we were talking about a bond for the balance of that material, and he did say that the cameras were ordered, I believe. There was a purchase order for the cameras. I think he had asked for a copy of that, or a copy of the purchase
Yeah.
orders for the equipment.
What's our email address to send that to? I'll send it right now.
Okay. He also had a suggestion, because we had discussed a bond for the completion of the signaling work. And I think you sent us a quote, what was that,
54, 5.
Yeah, 154. And he thought it was appropriate to maybe ask for 20% overage. Is that something you're inclined to do? I think that brings it up to around $184,000 bond. Or is that something you can?
Yeah, the bond's, again, sorry, I'm probably the wrong person to be here, but the bond's gonna be going to our GC, so I don't know what they're capable of getting or not getting. So if you send over what the amount you're looking for is, I'll run by it and, yeah, see if that's possible.
I came up with that number with Bruce, so I'm looking to you both to see if it's kind of a standard thing, 20% should cover it, unless somebody has a particular problem with it. I mean, it's something they're gonna have to get done, but.
And that would be, again, just on the light.
Yeah, the mast and the arm, and the camera. The cameras.
Which I just sent that email over to Danielle that has that quote for the cameras.
Okay, good, thank you.
And it looks like you're actually working on the pavement on the other side where the auto parts store would be.
We're bringing in fill because it was quite a bit lower, and so we're gonna bring the fill up to about, equal to where the Starbucks was, so the AutoZones can get in there and start doing all their pavement, probably in spring. Or not probably, but after winter.
It looked like somebody was digging for foundation at the auto parts store today. Was that what was happening?
Good question. I'll ask and see. I know they were bringing infill. That's all I really heard that was going on today.
Oh, just a curiosity question. I think so.
And Pat,
Yeah.
you have your eye on that fill that's going into to make sure that it's according to what should be on the plan? Like,
Compactable material.
I'll go over there next time. Yeah, I didn't know they were bringing Phil.
Yeah, they just started that I saw today.
yeah, same.
Okay, are we good?
I think I am, so consensus is we'll ask council what to do with the plan, and then we'll get you one, and I'm glad that we figured it all out. It's a lot off our minds,
But in the
isn't
meantime,
it?
we know what we're working with and everybody's on board. Excellent. Thank you all very much for participating.
Yeah. Yep.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, take care.
Oh my God, it feels like the folder was lifted off our weight. I feel
Okay,
better.
now
I
we
hope
can
everybody
move
else
on to 590 Montpont Street. Everybody's been waiting patiently over there. Thank you. I think we only had a couple of things left to do there. We needed a plan with some signature blocks and copies of the lease agreement and/or authorization letter. Is that what we were talking about?
Oh, yeah, we all have them.
Is that right?
539 Plymouth Street, right? Not 5. 539?
5:30, yeah. Yes,
Authorization letter. My name is Stephen Morel. Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. The authorization letter I bring you the last time.
okay, yeah.
But anyways, because you guys say I have to notarize, I let her know the other day. But she's the one in the lane. I bring her up.
Okay,
You know what I mean?
How are you?
Yeah.
okay. And you did sign.
Yeah.
We signed it. Honestly, Sammy's running a business, I run a business, my husband works, we have 3 kids. We were told like a day and a half ahead of time to get it notarized, and it just, our schedules didn't map out.
We usually don't have leases notarized in real estate.
And I have to readily admit
Sending
that
license for.
that was me because nobody had been here.
Yeah. So-
Okay, I see.
And we, I
I
wasn't
was
accusing
present for
anybody
most
of
this
anything, but
process, and then maybe he's now 4 months old.
yeah.
I've not been
Congrats.
up here, I apologize, but I'm here. He's home.
Well, neither you or
Yes.
your husband.
And my brother was kind of here, and
Yeah,
figured at this point, he's
yeah.
in 4 months, I made it out of the house.
So the attorney had just said a copy of the lease agreement. We have that. We have a copy of
That's
the
what we
plan.
asked them last week, right?
Yes,
Last
and
meeting.
the engineer was here for a
Yeah, he
couple of
left
minutes.
because
Yeah, I saw
He
him.
has appointment. You know?
Yeah.
I think we first imagined, but he said,
Yeah, no, it's all good. He put the items on the plan that we were looking for.
yes, he would shoot. So he showed me, hold on. Yeah, he showed here the way you guys have to sign.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
He put
Oh, this
the
one.
the page
sorry.
on.
Don't be sorry.
I can see, I probably can sit in that chair a couple more months.
Yeah, it's been a while. Does anybody have any questions? It appears to me that he satisfied the things we asked for.
I would definitely concur with that. He's been to the ringer to get this approved. So do we need a motion to approve it?
Yes, we do.
I make a motion to approve PSPR 25-3, 539 Plymouth Street.
I have a motion. Do we have a second? Are we putting any conditions on it? I think he's satisfied the conditions.
Just that,
That the apron is on the
the
plan.
apron.
And we'll make reference to the plan.
We do have conditions. Let me draft those.
Oh, yeah, some stuff.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you had a list there. Right?
Yeah, we did, and some of the
Porta potties, apron,
Conservation solids.
manage the roadway dirt, hours 7 to 7,
The
setback.
conditions to me to clean around the pond and move the 2 cars up.
Yeah, and clean the street if you're
Yeah.
dragging any
Yeah.
material out onto the street.
You want to read it? Should I amend that?
Yeah,
motion?
yes.
You want to do it?
Well, maybe
I think we should also put the date of the plan.
Yes, we incorporate the date of the plan.
Make sure they're
final
all set
revision
We'll never say the one that's stamped ever again.
Final
was
revision.
11/21/25.
Do you have all the,
Yeah, we changed it, I think, because you guys asked
So
to
I
change,
have-
we changed it.
Yeah, we wanted to put
Yeah,
I
the
would
pavement
have
on there and
that's the
everything.
thing
The
I
apron.
said, Yeah,
Yeah.
and then the dust in the
you
street
manage the roadway
regularly.
dirt, hours 7 to 7.
Yeah, and then,
I think that's it, right?
oh, and the conservation one, which you do have there.
Yeah. What's the conservation?
That's the conservation that there is no biosolids.
Oh, no
Hey,
vinyl.
let me ask you a question about non-violent solid. That's, what type of compost, that's the compost they take from the drainage stuff? Because what's the violent
I
solid?
think that would be a
compost?
conservation question.
I'll ask.
Yeah,
That's fine, that's
yeah,
fine. I just want to make sure.
Conservation
I'm
made that,
Yeah, yeah, I
right? They made that recommendation,
Right.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right, so I amend the motion
I just want to make sure what it was.
To approve the plan.
to approve the plan PSPR 25-3 with the following conditions. That the porta potties will be cleaned regularly, 10-foot apron, no vile solids, manage the roadway dirt in hours 7 a.m. to 7 p.m.
Based on the plan.
Based on the plan, last revision dated 11/21/2025.
I'll second.
We have a motion, we have a second.
We said the biosolids, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to call for a roll call vote, just because. Ms. Troop?
Yes.
Mr. Walsh?
Yes.
Mr. Milius? Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
We'll sign the plan, but we're going to have to put together the decision letter that you're going to have.
We don't have to sign in
To
blue
record,
or
we don't-
black, right?
All right, we
I
go.
was
I
going to
have
say,
to
we
report
can
this.
unless everybody wants to show up at the office and sign it, if you want, we can vote to have the chair sign for the board.
Well, we need to approve it at the next meeting.
Well, if you want to do that, that's fine.
Okay.
But I'd like to do it sooner so we can get it recorded and get going.
Yeah.
Of course.
Why you have to go?
We don't have to wait till the next meeting.
Yeah.
We already have a motion, we have the conditions.
All the conditions. Can we at least go into the office and make
Yeah,
sure it's all set?
Absolutely,
Okay.
everybody can come in if you have the time. I don't, that's why I'm
I'll stop
asking.
by the office to look at it. Yeah.
Jamie would have to do that.
I'm a little lost of what's the question. So we can either have you sign the decision letter?
Correct,
Is that typical, the chair signs it?
typically.
Well, I mean, to make sure that we have all other Halifax bylaws and all that stuff in it.
I'm reasonably competent.
I wasn't meaning that. It's just that's how it goes.
Do we need a motion for that, or?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, typically you can just do it as a chairman, but I don't like that. I'd like to have a motion.
I'll make a motion that the chair can draft and sign the decision letter for 539 Plymouth Street.
Do you have a problem with that?
No.
Okay. So can I take that as a second, or do you want me to
Oh,
second?
I'll second.
Okay, moved and seconded for the chair to sign the letter from the board.
And
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Today is December 4th. We'll put that at the top.
And we'll sign the plan. We have 3 copies, right?
Yeah.
So we'll date them
12/4.
12/4, yeah.
After 1 year, now I can go vacation.
I'm sorry?
After 1 year, now I can go vacation.
Only took a year.
Here you go.
Congratulations, Sam.
Thank you.
One for us,
Yeah, one for them, or,
one for the town clerk's office.
sure. Okay.
Written signed
I'm giving him a copy now, so we'll put on the 2 copies in.
Yeah.
I just handed him one.
Danielle, I'm gonna put the signed plans in the signature folder, just so you know where they are.
All right, thanks.
Okay, I think we're good.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Good luck.
Happy New Year.
Yes,
Happy
good
New
luck.
Year, Merry
Thank you.
Christmas.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Years of
Yeah,
success.
have fun doing, doing your thing.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Have a good night.
All right,
Happy
you
New
too.
Year to you all. Thank you.
All right, we have one other thing left on the agenda, and that's Delia Way.
Do we have that 590 Mont Ponce discussion?
Yeah, it was actually 5:39, I think that was wrong.
Mistake. Okay.
No, 590
Oh.
is supposed to be on there.
Oh, yeah,
They
because,
were
yes,
supposed to give plans, but they did not give those, so.
right. That was one of the conditions. They were going to provide plans. They have yet to do that. That was my bad. I didn't even recognize it. I asked you to put that on.
What is 590 Mont Ponce Street again?
That's the coffee shop.
The coffee shop and function place across from the
So there's
church.
no
there.
sign.
So do you want a motion for it to be on the next meeting, Tom?
Yes,
Okay.
and to send them a communication telling them, and I want to be a little bit strong on that, they have failed one of the conditions of their approval, and, the board will reserve the right to revoke the site plan approval for failure to comply with the conditions.
Do we give them a deadline for that?
Yeah, we could give them to the next meeting, and we can extend it if we need to.
December 18th.
Why don't we put it to like January 8th, since it won't hurt us?
Yeah,
That way he
that-
has enough time just in case they're away or there's a problem.
It's the holidays, I think that's.
Yeah, that's,
I think that's.
So, all right, so you want to put that all in motion? All right, so I'll make a motion to continue this decision till January 8th, where we will revoke site plan unless in the meantime we get site plans so that we can sign them that match up with what we approved. Am I getting too wordy?
yeah, a little bit.
I just realized I was getting too wordy. Listen,
Yeah, to communicate to the owners of 590 Mont Ponce Street their failure to comply with the conditions approved and could face revocation of their site plan approval, specifically the plans.
if not in by January 8th, 2026.
Yeah.
So moved.
Did you get all that, Danielle?
She will.
More or less?
Of course I did.
Okay.
Thank you. So
Good answer.
I'll second that.
Okay, moved and seconded to communicate to the ownership of 590 Mont Ponce Street that they have failed to comply with one of the conditions of their site plan approval and could possibly face revocation of their site plan. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, unanimous. Thank you. Now we can go on to Delia Way.
Okay.
And I think this should be pretty straightforward. Again, I had a conversation with Bruce Sylvester, who we're holding a bond from. He has two things left to complete on the street. The monuments, which are the concrete bounds outlining the street, and the final plans. And Pat to sign off on when it's 100% complete. He's estimating that the balance of the work to do is $14,502. So he would like to have us release the bond, and he will put up a cash bond for the balance of the work that is to happen, which I think is reasonable.
And Pat's gone over this, that everything's that price?
Yeah. Yeah, he was fine with this. I wish he was still here so I could ask him, but, so for the record.
I mean, that's, the biggest expense was the asphalt, right?
Yeah,
So
the
this
paving,
is
the
just
prepping
some,
the path. Yeah.
I would be all right with that.
I think it's fair and reasonable, and we would make the motion so that he could exchange the release of his bond with the deposit of a cash bond.
How long is it going to take to finish these items?
He said probably a couple of months.
Okay. Due to the winter?
Yeah, depending on weather.
And where it will be, is that the exact cost? Like, should we add 20% like we're doing?
Yeah.
He had 15.
Sorry, I see that now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just was thinking that if we're gonna add that to somebody else, that we might want to be consistent.
Yeah, he did add it.
But should we make it not to be, but just so that if we're doing 20% from Midland, then we should do 20% from Bruce, just to be consistent, like not to be, but just thinking across the board of like consistency. Does that make sense?
Well, it doesn't not make sense.
And we already have a calculator out.
Everybody's got their calculator.
Oh, not me.
Oh, 12, 16. Times 120.
I would be okay with that just out of consistency and not to like, be hardball with him, but are we gonna put a deadline on this? Because we should, because where it was November 29th,
Yeah.
should we put a deadline? I mean, like, what do you think would be reasonable? I mean, we could have crazy winter storms,
Let's get into spring anyway.
like April 30th.
Yeah.
Hold on, wait, now we should do a little thought process planning too on allowing it to get to a town meeting on the second Monday in May for approval.
For approval, yeah.
So what would that, like, would that be like
He can still
to get on the
it.
warrant? Like, would he be like March 15th? And then if he needs more time, he'll ask for it?
Yeah, we can pass over if it's not ready to get approved at town meeting. There's no way I can see him not finishing.
I agree with you 1,000%.
Yeah,
I'm just
yeah.
going over scenarios so that we talk about it and not just be like, oh, shoot, we didn't think of that. You know what I mean?
A big portion to get to where it is today.
Oh my God, it looks great.
Yeah, I drove down there the other day.
I know,
I
I
don't
drove down
remember what it
there
was, but it looks awesome, so.
too. I
Yeah,
recall.
yeah, it was pretty bad for a long time.
Yeah.
Very bad.
So, sounds like we have a consensus. Do we want to make it $15,000 bond, or was it $15,132? Is that what it was?
Yeah,
Even it out.
15,000 cash bond.
Cash, yeah, $15,000 cash bond. Mr.
then-
Sylvester is at the Boston Garden tonight. He's involved in lighting the Christmas lights for the common.
For the Nova Scotia tree?
Yeah, well, the whole Boston Garden, I guess.
Oh, it's not the one on the common then.
Not the garden, excuse me, the common.
Okay, that's the Nova Scotia tree.
Yeah,
Halifax.
Yeah.
Halifax, right, not Nova Scotia. Okay, so can we get that in the form of a motion to approve releasing the bond in exchange for $15,000 cash bond to expire April 30th?
I'll make a motion to release the bond for Delia Way in exchange for a $15,000 cash bond with the due date by March 15th. Is that correct?
Yeah, we can do that.
I'll second it.
Okay. Moved and seconded to release the bond for Delia Way in exchange for $15,000 cash bond to expire March 15th, 2026. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, unanimous. I think the only other thing, unless I made a mistake there, and I'm always capable of that. Some bills, yeah.
I will make a motion to pay WB Mason, invoice number 256951492 for office supplies in the amount of $18.42.
Second.
All those in favor of paying the WB Mason invoice for $18.42, please say aye.
Aye.
Unanimous.
I'll make a motion to pay PGB Engineering LLC for construction review on Delia Way through the end of November for $925.70.
Second.
Moved and seconded to pay invoice for PGB Engineering, invoice number 580A, in the amount of $925.70. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, unanimous. As For the minutes, I honestly did not get a chance to read them, so I would like to pass over unless somebody feels otherwise.
I'm all right with that. And put it on the December 18th minute meeting?
Yes.
Okay.
And then form of motion?
Yes.
Okay. Can we put the 10/16/2025 meeting minutes on the December 18th, right? December 18th, 2025 meeting at 7.
Second?
Moved and seconded to move the approval of the meeting minutes for 10/16/25 to the December 18th meeting. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Unanimous. I think the only thing we have left is a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second?
Moved and seconded to adjourn. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Unanimous.